Can you raise a kingdom of 10,000 stinging insects inside your living room? The answer is yes. But the price of playing God is high. Years ago, I embarked on an insane experiment. I built a transparent fortress for a colony of bees. I wanted to witness their secret lives. Instead, I witnessed a civil war. I saw them execute their own queen. I saw them battle slime monsters in the dark. And I felt their wrath in my own flesh. This is the epic saga of the hive. The journey began exactly 900 days ago. I have always been obsessed with the microscopic empires of our world. Ants are fascinating, but bees? Bees are the ultimate architects of nature. They possess a collective intelligence that rivals our own. But traditional beehives are just dark, wooden boxes. They hide the magic. I didn't want to just keep bees. I wanted to see everything. Every birth, every death, every drop of gold. So, I became an architect. I designed a transparent fortress. The frame was crafted from solid timber, reinforced to hold the weight of a growing empire. But glass walls are cold, and bees need heat, so I engineered a layer of insulation foam, a thermal blanket for the colony. The most critical step was the seal. I used industrial tape to seal every single joint, because in this game, a gap of just 1 millimeter isn't a mistake, it's a disaster. One leak means 10,000 confused, angry bees swarming my bedroom. Failure was not an option. Every fortress needs a gate. I cut a precise entrance at the base and installed a custom landing pad, a runway for the Royal Air Force. Look at them, little blacks. They seem chaotic, but zoom in. Look at the entrance. The Royal Guard is already stationed. They stand shoulder to shoulder, antennas waving, tasting the air for enemies. They are fearless. They will sacrifice their lives instantly to protect the sanctity of the colony. Inside, confusion set in. The new environment was strange. They needed to cross a gap between the comb and the wall. They didn't panic. They didn't give up. They engineered a solution. Their society is a brutal matriarchy. The females, the workers, are the heroes. They are the cleaners, the nurses, the builders, the soldiers, and the foragers. They work themselves to death in just 6 weeks. And the males? The drones? Look at them. They do nothing. They don't work. They don't sting. They just eat the honey and wait for a chance to mate. It seems unfair, but in the hive, everyone has a purpose, even if that purpose is just to be a sperm donor. It wasn't flower season yet, so I became their provider. I installed a custom feeding chamber above the hive and filled it with sugar water. The response was immediate. They swarmed the feeder. Look at their long proboscis tongues lapping up the energy. They are refueling. They are preparing to build. When the flowers bloomed, the little blacks returned with treasures. Look at her legs, packed with bright yellow pollen baskets. She is carrying protein for the babies. She scrapes it off, packing it into the cells. This is the fuel for the next generation. And there, in the center of the swirl, the monarch, the queen. You can spot her instantly. Her abdomen is long and golden. Her eyes are large and dark. The workers surround her, touching her with their antennas, grooming her, feeding her. She is the heart of the colony. She possesses a venomous stinger, but she will never use it on a human. It is a weapon reserved for one thing only: regicide, killing a rival queen. But her life is not one of luxury. It is a life of servitude. She is a biological machine, a slave to her own genetics. Her job is relentless. She inspects a cell, inserts her abdomen, and deposits a single egg. Then she moves to the next, and the next. Day 10. The peace was shattered. The hive erupted into chaos. A massive cloud of bees filled the air outside the fortress. The noise was deafening. My heart stopped. Was this a swarm? Were they abandoning the hive? Were they fleeing the glass prison I built? I watched in terror for 20 minutes. But then, the cloud began to shrink. They were filtering back into the entrance. It wasn't an exodus. It was an orientation flight, a massive training exercise for the young pilots. They were learning the coordinates of their home. Day 15. The energy in the hive shifted. It felt empty. The frantic activity had slowed to a crawl. I searched for the queen. I scanned every inch of the comb. She was gone, vanished. Without a queen, the empire has an expiration date. No new eggs means no new workers. In 40 days, this colony would be extinct. They were orphans in a glass coffin. I refused to let them die. I had to intervene. I ordered a mercenary queen online. She arrived in a small wooden cage, plugged with a piece of hard candy. I placed her into the heart of the hive. The workers gathered around the cage immediately. The tension was palpable. Were they greeting their new savior? Or were they plotting the murder of an intruder? I tried to bribe them. I spilled honey on the acrylic, hoping a feast would calm their aggression. They licked it up together, their tongues touching. I hoped this communal meal would bridge the gap between the old guard and the new monarch. I waited a day for her pheromones to spread. Then, I released her. I thought I had saved them, but nature is cruel. Days later, I looked at the bottom of the hive, the graveyard, and there, amidst the corpses of workers, was the queen, curled up, dead. They hadn't accepted her, they had executed her. They chose slow extinction over a false idol. My heart sank. The experiment was failing. To salvage something from this disaster, I decided to rob them. I removed the heavy frames of honey. I used a centrifuge to spin out the liquid gold. It flowed thick and amber. It tasted sweeter than sugar. It tasted like bittersweet victory. Even as I harvested, the bees tried to steal it back, diving into the bucket, fighting for every drop of their hard work. 3 months passed. I expected to find a dead hive, but when I looked, life was booming. The population was stable. How? I scanned the combs again, and then I saw her. A new queen, a dark, sleek beauty. They hadn't needed my mercenary. They had raised their own queen from a larva, fed her royal jelly, and crowned her in the darkness. Life finds a way, and with the queen came order. Look at this, the waggle dance. She is vibrating her abdomen, running in a figure-8 pattern. This isn't just a dance, it is advanced mathematics. She is speaking a language of vibration and geometry. But the hive never sleeps. When the sun goes down, the monsters come out. Slugs, invaders from the slime. To us, they are harmless. To the bees, they represent a titan breaching the walls. But the guards are ready. A single bee attacks. He drives his stinger into the slug's flesh. The slug recoils. The guard gives his life to defend the gates. By morning, the war is over. The bodies are cleared. The hive hums with the sound of industry. The temperature sensor reads a perfect 34 degrees. They have survived poisoning, regicide, invasion, and human interference. They are resilient. They are a family. And I am just their landlord, watching in awe from the other side of the glass.